trip. It's gonna be so fun.
I know, right?
I can't wait, but I do have a confession to make.
Well, what is it, Hannah?
You see, I'm kind of afraid of heights, which means I'm afraid of going on the airplane.
Well, I have a confession to make too. I'm scared of rock climbing.
Oh, well, what should we do about it?
Hey guys,
Oh, hi, Sarah.
I overheard you guys talking about your trip and how you were a little bit worried about some things that were going to happen on it.
Yeah.
But what should we do? It's not like we don't want to go on it.
Yeah, I understand that completely. I mean, there was a time, well, I mean, I still do, but I have a fear of needles. And, you know, I'm trying to get over it by trusting in God, and I don't really have it all figured out yet, but I bet we can learn how to get over our fears from our video today.
Really? Can we go watch it?
Sure.
Let's go.
When my world feels like it's shaking, when my heart feels like it's breaking, walking over waves can be hard to do. Take my hand, you're the hero, Jesus. You're the one who never leaves us. Whatever comes my way, I'm holding on to you. You won't let go. You won't let go. I know I'm not alone in the fire. I know I'm not alone in the storm. You won't let go. You won't let go of me. When the world around is changing, when my heart feels what I'm facing, standing in the flames can be hard to do. Take my hand, you're the hero, Jesus. You're the one who never leaves us. Whatever comes my way, I'm holding on to you. You won't let go. You won't let go. I know I'm not alone in the fire. I know I'm not alone in the storm. You won't let go. You won't let go of me. You won't let go. You won't let go. You won't let go. I know I'm not alone in the fire. I know I'm not alone in the storm. You won't let go. You won't let go of me.
No, 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 no. Everything's okay. It's okay. We're all gonna sing together to make stuff happy. Hi there, you little chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl. Welcome to Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl. Where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Grow TV.
You can do this. You are Carl. You are not afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Whew. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, what is that? Who's there? Oh, that's just the cut I have myself. So since last time I saw you, I've been doing some reading in the old Bible. For the most part, so much of it is super encouraging and exciting. But there's some parts, if I'm being honest, are a little scary. I mean, look here. We have a flood that covered the whole earth. We have a fish that eats a guy. I mean, he spits him back out alive, but still. There's this one guy that beats up a bunch of other guys with a jawbone of a donkey. Okay, that one's kind of cool. But still, lots of scary stuff, and it gets me worried. I mean, these people who went through scary stuff, they believed in God. And I believe in God. And that means I'm bound to have some scary stuff happen to me. And I ain't ready for that. Look at me. Do I look like some fearless warrior like Samson? If David was a shepherd, I'm more like one of those helpless lost sheep that he watched over. I'm just scared, guys. Ah! Oh, it's my computer. Hey there, Sonia.
Carl, how's it going?
Pretty good, Sonia. I was just talking about how scared I am.
Oh no, what are you scared for?
Well, I just read all about the terrifying things that happen to people who follow God in the Bible. It just scares me that something like that could happen in my life.
Oh, I see. So what do you think you should do?
I'm not sure, Sonia. I figured you might have some ideas.
Well, do you remember the story of David and Gath?
I don't think so. Is Gath the nickname for Goliath?
No, it's actually a place. A long time ago, David was being threatened a lot, and one day he was taken to a place called Gath.
Against his will?
Yep. Even though he didn't want to go, he was brought there, and they were planning on hurting David.
That's awful.
It sure was. And David was afraid.
What? David? Afraid? That dude defeated Goliath.
I know it's crazy, but it's true. So David came up with a plan, and his plan was, well, different.
What happened?
Well, David acted like he was going crazy. Started making marks on all the doors and gates, crawling on the ground and slobbering all over his face.
Wow, that's really weird. Did it work?
Believe it or not, it did. His enemies left him alone. But the thing is, David was afraid, and so he did what he thought he should do to stay safe.
I guess so. It makes me feel somewhat good knowing that David got scared sometimes.
Yeah, but we should know that God is very powerful, and God can remove fear from every one of us.
Is that really true?
Of course. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, it tells us not to fear because God is with us. In Psalm 56, it says, "In God I trust, I shall not be afraid." Did you know that David actually wrote Psalm 56 while in Gath?
Wow, I never knew that. He was praising God even when his life was in danger. That's awesome.
You see, Carl, sure, the Bible is full of scary things that happen to followers of God, but that's kind of the point. Anyone can be put into a scary situation, but for people who know and love God, that situation is a chance for us to put our faith in God. And when we do that, it not only deepens our faith, but maybe others who don't follow God just yet.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. I guess it helps knowing that we can trust God and God takes away our fear.
Absolutely. I know we all want to be able to wake up every day and say, I am not afraid because God can be trusted.
Sonia, that's our big idea. Today's big idea is I'm not afraid because God can be trusted.
That's right, so let's say it out loud on the count of 3. 1,
2, 3.
3.
I'm not afraid because God can be trusted. Yes, God can be trusted. Yeah.
Now, are you afraid anymore, Carl?
I'm not. Isn't that wonderful?
That's great. So, you don't care about that scorpion on your shoulder?
Nope.
Good. Just kidding. See you next week, kids.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.
Sonia, have you ever been scared?
Once,
Once? What happened? Can you tell me about it?
Mommy, me and Mommy were in a grocery store, and Mommy was in the other aisle. Oh, when I was in the wrong aisle, I was in the aisle before there because we were there.
Oh, wow. So you were almost lost and that you felt like you might be lost? You know, I was once scared because I got lost too. I was in the woods with some friends and it became night and it got really dark, but we were separated and I had no idea where they were. And I had to walk in the pitch dark down this road by myself until I found the main road, and my friends were able to find me. So it took a couple of hours, but that was pretty scary. You know, the Bible tells us about a time when David was scared. You know, did you know that? King David was scared?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, here, let me read the story. So, in 1 Samuel 21:10 through 22:2, it says, "That day David fled from Saul." Remember, Saul was the bad king who was after him, yes. "And went to Achish, king of Gath. But the servants of Achish said to him, 'Isn't this David, the king of the land? Isn't he the one they sing about in their dances? Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands.' David took these words to heart and was very much afraid of Achish, king of Gath. So he pretended to be insane in their presence. And while he was in their hands, he acted like a madman, making marks on the doors of the gate and letting saliva run down his beard." Well, Achish said to his servants, "Look at the man. He is insane. Why bring him to me? Am I so short of madmen that you have to bring this fellow here to carry on like this in front of me? Must this man come into my house?" Well, David left Gath and escaped to the cave of Adullam. When his brother and his father's household heard about it, they went down to him there. All those who were in distress or in debt or discontented gathered around him, and he became their commander. About 400 men were with him. So you see, David was so scared, and he didn't know that God was going to protect him. And so what did he do? He acted like a madman. He was insane in order to make people think that he wasn't a danger or a threat to them. That's pretty weird, isn't it? At that time, he also wrote a psalm. Did you know David wrote psalms? Songs? Yep. So Psalm 56. "In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust and am not afraid. What can man do to me?" That's key, right? If God is on your side, what can anybody do to you? Is God stronger than all people? Yeah, he is. So, God will help us when we are scared. If we're in scary circumstances, he will help us. And I have something to show that. So this represents you, Sonia, or me, one of us. And sometimes, if we have fear in us, what can we do? Well, we can pray and we can look to God, who will push the fear out of our heart.
Whoa. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, how's it going today? I'm here at the doctor's office with my mom, and I'm feeling a little nervous. My doctor is really nice and all, but today I'm getting a checkup, and that makes me feel kind of afraid. Raise your hand if you ever feel afraid. Really? Me too! Maybe you're afraid of the dark, or a monster, or a sandwich. One time I left my sandwich in my lunch bag for a whole week. When I found it, I thought it had turned into a swamp monster with the amount of fuzz and green goo on it. Everyone feels afraid from time to time. In fact, the Bible is full of stories of people who felt afraid sometimes. But over and over again, God showed up for those people and said, "Don't be afraid. I'm right here with you." Even when we feel nervous or scared, we can still trust God. We can go to God with what bothers us, and God promises to be right there with us. The Bible tells us that when we are afraid, we can put our trust in God. Next time you're afraid, you can try saying this verse over and over again. "When I am afraid, I will put my trust in you." Psalm 56:3. Or you could sing a song that reminds you that God's with you. Or you could pray to God. Or draw a picture to thank God for never leaving you. God is with us in the good and the scary times. God is with us no matter what. You know what? Thinking about how God is always with me helps me feel more brave. I'm going to keep that in mind today when I see the doctor. So next time you feel afraid, remember, God can always be trusted.